Well, this guy will tell you it's 3 championship in 1 year.
A little bit lighter, a little bit easier to maintain.
De hele suite moet eigenlijk een soort van hybrid worden tussen de pellets en de slugs voornamelijk.
Okay, so here we are at the RTI stand with Rock. He's the owner of RTI. Rock, could you tell us something about the brand RTI? I know you're based in Slovenia.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, so we started back in 2016 with the Priest 1, we called it the Priest, and the focus was to make like a small hunting bullpup so people could carry easily around, but soon after that people started competing with our air guns, so we saw opportunity or opportunity to start doing more focus for bench shooting. So we then came out with the Priest 2, which had an upgraded trigger and so on.
Yep.
And then this slowly developed, and then last year we introduced the P3 or the Prophet 3, the 3rd generation.
Yes.
With the assisted valve. And now we introduced the Mora, which is, let's say, a bigger brother of the P3 model.
I can see it is a bullpup rifle, so it's got the magazine at the back end. So this one has quite a large barrel, hasn't it? Or is the front side is the silencer? Or
Yeah. So the thing is, this particular model is in 9mm. So in 9mm we will have it in 700mm barrel. So as you said, the barrel starts here, so you waste very little total length. So the barrel starts there, it ends somewhere here, so that would be 700mm. And then it also has integrated silencer, a monocore design, and the aluminum part at the end is actually an additional silencer or a suppressor which you could add on if you would like to.
all right, yeah. So you could take it off and it'd be a little bit silent, and if you would place the extra moderator on or the extender on, it will be more silent.
Yeah, so we can take a look. So this is the extra, if you can hold that for me.
But it's quite a
And-
lightweight. Yeah.
And this is basically a similar design as a silencer you are holding now. So it's a monocore design. The first chamber, if you call it, is actually the whole shroud, and then there is a cloth. And for example, the thread is actually, for the silencer, is actually threaded in this piece, so you don't get any misalignments because it's only one piece in between the barrel and the silencer. So yeah, this is a
100% straight then,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Also, one more thing, since we are at the barrel, talking about the barrel, it is a truly fully free-floating barrel with an option. You can see it here. This one has the special nut installed, which basically fixes the barrel in this area as well. So you can have a
So you can tighten it a
free-floating-
little bit more for like hunting? Or,
No, the point is having it a free-floating barrel by taking this part out, or have it a 2-point of attachment or 2-point of contact by putting it in.
All right.
So either truly free-floating barrel or have it extra fixed here if you think that's a better for
option.
your setup. Yeah.
And you told me this is the 9mm version. What would be the muzzle energy of this air rifle?
So with
Just about.
9mm, we get 225 foot-pounds or a little bit over 300 joules.
Wow.
This
Yeah.
was done, I think, with 100 grains, if I'm not mistaken. Gregor made a video about that, shooting roughly around 1 inch at 100 meters
Wow.
with Zan slugs. So it was like a 300 meters per second. And with this setup, for example, with 1.1 liter, which is the big one, you would get a 30 regulated shots at that energy. So
That's quite a lot for that energy in a 9mm rifle,
yeah,
isn't it?
exactly, because usually you get a shot or two and non-regulated, usually.
Correct. Yeah,
But
and with
yeah,
a
with-
regulator, yeah.
Yeah.
And you could adjust the regulator as well?
Yeah,
That's an
so
option?
we will with this model we will introduce a 2-stage regulator. So the first one is actually inside of the thread for the bottle, and the second stage is the one we are also using for other models.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is externally adjustable. So the optimal or the maximum pressure which the valve and everything else is designed is 200 bars.
And do you have to like degas it before you turn it down? Is it like most regulators you can only turn up, and if you would turn them down well under pressure you would break? And of
So
course,
you can turn it down it will not break, but it is recommended to fire in between, like a go half turn and fire, because
A couple of shots because of otherwise you could.
because you are putting a lot of stress on a seal. So it is recommended to do that. And also, if you want to see what you are doing, you have to somehow bleed the air. And the easiest way is just to fire a couple of shots and then check where are you at.
All right. Yeah. And I see some other adjustments on there as well. You could probably adjust. Is it the transfer port and the hammer spring over here? Or
Yeah, so those two settings are for trigger adjustment.
Oh,
so
trigger, sorry, yeah.
the first one on the left side is the sear engagement, and on the right side is basically the weight of the second stage.
the second stage.
Well,
Yeah,
this-
of course, because it's a bullpup, the real trigger unit must be somewhere
Yeah,
over
exactly,
here.
yeah.
Understood. Right.
So yeah, a lot of people really basically say that we have a great trigger,
Yeah.
and we haven't changed in trigger system much since Priest 1, as I talked
Yeah.
earlier. So it is the same as on the P3, except we changed few leverages. So you can make it even lighter, but theoretically it is the same trigger as we use on a P3.
And like we used to, the cocking handle is on the other side of the air rifle, on
Yeah.
the left side, which is quite special, of course. With
Yeah.
some rifles, you could put it to the other side. Is it ambidextrous as well? Could you place it on the other side, or is it
No,
always on the left side?
unfortunately, it is only possible to have it on the left side.
Yeah.
We discussed that either to make it ambidextrous or not. Doing it ambidextrous, besides making it a bit more complex, it also adds to the whole height of the system.
Yeah.
So we decided we want to have
make it
as
simple.
low as possible, because usually with bullpups, when they are very high, then the center of gravity is very high, and they tend to tip over when you're shooting from the bench.
Yeah.
So that's why we decided we will do it only on one side, and we decided for the left side. So for now, only left side cocking. Yeah.
And this is also on it, the Arca Swiss rail, because there was for the Prophet there was a rail which could be added later on. There was
Yeah.
a piece of Picatinny beneath there, but this is now standard, or
No, so this rail we actually have it in our offer for quite some time.
Yeah.
But we will start offering. We will start
Other comfort
offering the Arca rail, so it goes actually like a half pipe around the bottle.
yeah.
So yeah, a lot of M-LOK slots. You can put then whatever you want. So just to be
Picatinny
clear,
on there.
Picatinny and the bipod is not included. Will not be. So you can put whatever you want.
Yeah.
And also, since we are at the talking about M-LOK, those holes you can see on the bottom are actually M-LOK spaced apart. So you can basically install
Place a
whatever. Yeah. So
monopod
for example,
or-
you can
yeah,
see
all
it
the
here. We
accessories.
put some Picatinny. You could put a monopod, whatever M-LOK
Cool.
stuff you have, you can put it on. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's the normal meter of the tank, and then there's the meter over here,
Exactly,
which
yes.
is for the regulator pressure.
Exactly,
probably.
yeah.
Right, so 2 meters on there.
Yeah. If you want to place a smaller bottle on, you unscrew those two screws here,
And you could just
and you turn this around to get higher up with a bottle. Because, for example, if you put a smaller bottle here, you will get a big gap in between the shroud and the bottle, and it doesn't look really
Doesn't
nice.
look nice, yeah.
Yeah, so you turn this around, you can see
oh,
the...
then you can turn it up. Oh, I
yeah,
understand.
you can see it. If you take a look here,
This is a smaller bottle.
yeah, you can
so
see that it is turned around, so the adjusting the adjustability is on the left side, and on this case it's on the other side.
Yeah.
Because it's turned around and the gap is small. So there's no way you can put this on here. You have to first turn it around to
Yeah,
make a
turn
bigger,
it 180.
bigger clearance, right?
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's quite a clever solution for this then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, impressive air rifle. Yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple of features. For example, you can also adjust the pellet probe length, so
Yeah.
you can adjust how far in the chamber the
You would want
slug
to
or
close
a pellet
it.
sits. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can play with that as well.
Cool. Yeah.
And I don't know, a couple of little things. For example, we call it a witness holes, small holes over here, all around the system. Those are like a witness holes which basically tell you which O-ring is bad. In case you have a leak, you put some droplets of water.
And then you can see where it bubbles, then where the leak
and
is. All right. Yeah.
each hole corresponds to one specific O-ring. So
Yeah, that's
you
pretty
know
cool.
right
Yeah.
out of the box. Yeah. So yeah, it is
That's quite
Nice.
clever. I've never seen that before with air rifles, and
Yeah.
we've sold of the Prophet. We've sold quite a few, but we never had one coming back with leaking O-rings. So
Yeah.
the overall quality of these air rifles, I am convinced
trying
that this
our
is
best.
good. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, for example, the valve is adjustable. You can adjust the timing. So how long
it stays open.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, cool.
And this is also, it adds one more benefit. You can, if you bleed it first, you can disassemble this nut and you can pull the whole assembly of the valve out and also the valve seat. So in order to service the valve, you do not need to strip
Take the whole rifle,
gun
but you could just
apart.
take out the whole. All right.
Exactly, yeah.
Cool. Wow. Well, thank you very much
you.
for all this information.
Thank you.
We hope to sell a lot of these.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.